Well, good news, the FBI have concluded their investigation into Brett Kavanaugh and decided that he's not guilty because they've decided there's no evidence. There is no evidence. There was no evidence with Blasey Ford. It was just her emotional reaction to it, and there's a number of body language experts who could study that inside out, upside down, and you can reveal the fraud that she is. She might as well be called Christine Blasey Fraud, because whenever she wants to sound upset, she does this with her neck and puts her chin in and goes all croaky and then goes back to normal, and it's just a very straightforward tactic. And then sometimes she appears all cute and girly and giggly and everything, you know. But there's so many things in her own testimony that contradict themselves. Now there's other contradictions inherent that are coming out from, for example, a letter from her ex-boyfriend, he was going out with Christine from 1991 to 1998, and she never mentioned Brett Kavanaugh, funnily enough. Never was on her radar. She never mentioned being raped, funnily enough. She did coach a friend called Monica McLean, who she lived with, through a polygraph test. And since she testified that she didn't do that, she was asked specifically if she's ever guided someone for a polygraph test or whatever, then, you know, she said she didn't do it. She said never. Well, that was a lie. That was perjury. But they're trying to say that Kavanaugh perjured himself by saying that he drank a few beers or whatever, you know, and they're saying, oh, he drank a lot more, or he passed out, oh, he perjured himself when he said that. You don't know about perjury. In this letter from the ex-boyfriend, not only did he mention that she coached her friend through a polygraph test because of her background in psychology, to which she studied at Stanford University, working in the internship program for the CIA. They always have these connections, don't they? You can't trust a word they say. She made a paper on how to hypnotize yourself. She's an expert on self-hypnosis. She's very good at hypnotizing herself. It's a pity she's not very good at hypnotizing the general public, because we could see right through it. Then he also mentions in his letter that she took a trip to Hawaii regularly in a propeller plane. It's not a passenger plane, just in the back of a scientific expedition plane, which you would do if you were scared of flying, obviously. She couldn't attend a testimony at the time in DC because she was scared of flying, but she's a globetrotter who goes around the world. She's been to New Zealand, she's got a company in Australia, and I'm sure she's been there even though she said she hasn't. How many times has she lied? How many times is she allowed to get away with it? You know, all these things we know are lies now. They're being exposed, and we know Feinstein's lied, and Feinstein's office is responsible for leaking this information in the first place, and now they're changing, you know, moving the goalposts and trying to say that, oh, well, he drank a lot in college, oh, well, he threw ice at someone once, oh, well, he had a nasty thought, oh, well, he gave me evil eyes, oh, well, he doesn't believe in abortion, oh, well, he doesn't believe in this. You see, that's moving the goalposts. You said he was a rapist. Now you're saying, oh, well, we don't really like him. You shouldn't be able to weaponize rape accusations like this, because it cheapens the whole thing. It's like the left calling everyone racist. It cheapens the whole thing. It stops actual racism getting dealt with. In the morass, no one can identify the actual racism from the crazed snowflake virtue signaling lunatics. And those lunatics now run the Democrat Party, and they now attract the Antifa, Black Lives Matter mob, the complete feminazi, horrible, horrible people that are the leftist extremists that they're now pandering to. That is what the Democrat Party, is now aspiring to be, and that's who they want to help. They want to let illegals into the country, they want to get rid of ICE and immigration control, they want to obstruct everything just for the sake of it that's actually going to work and be constitutional, because they hate the Constitution. They don't even like the national anthem, they hate their own country. That's what it comes down to. They like the Soros-funded groups because it's about open society, and they like the fact that it's destroying their country. They're traitors. And when Kavanaugh is confirmed, and when the Supreme Court balance of power is altered, and it's more in favour of the Republicans, and certainly in favour of Trump's agenda, because I don't like the Rhino Republicans. They're the ones that go against Trump's agenda, etc. Paul Ryan, remember that? But I suppose we could call them Trump loyalists, but I don't even like calling them that. When they are in power, the balance of power will be restored, will be changed, and hopefully Hillary will be indicted, and Obama will be indicted, and none of these people will be protected by the deep state, because there won't be a deep state. We're deconstructing the deep state and deconstructing the global financial crime wave that Soros set up, that has basically got all the Democrats, got everyone in the deep state and all the media by the Jaffers. Soros owns the world now. He runs social media. He owns PayPal. He's starting to buy all the banks. He's bought all the countries. He can, you know, cause regime change in country after country after country and get away with it, and admit that he was responsible, like the Maidan in Ukraine, but still avoid prosecution, or even a charge or anything. So it seems to be completely legal to take down a country's government. Treason is now legalised because we're in a treasonous world run by globalists that want treason. Because treason is about destroying sovereignty, and that is all they're about. And through Soros, their big puppet, their supreme puppet, they're quite happy to use as their punching bag, and everyone's get the blame. He's quite happy to take the blame because he knows he's protected. Just like Hillary knows she's protected. They all know they're protected. That's the problem. They've got their own personal security. They've got the deep state machinations of security around them that are protecting the entire operation, the entire globalism, the entire new world order. It has to be protected, even though Soros said Trump is bringing it down. He is. He's bringing it down by executive order he's issued, which could actually reel in all the Soros groups worldwide and arrest them if it wanted to. That executive order that was passed on December the 21st, which we'll never forget, and will still to feel the consequences of. But it is my fond hope that when Brett Kavanaugh is confirmed and when he's in the Supreme Court, the deep state will be reeled in. It will finally have a chance to actually get ahead, get the Constitution back, get humanity back, get free civilization back, have a safe, prosperous future, rather than the slum society of controlled individuals, not even individuals, of controlled groupthink that the globalists want. A censored society where you can't even talk to each other or talk about each other or use anything because it might be a slur. No one wants that society. Left and right reject it wholesale. That is why it's important to go after anyone that is involved in election meddling or racketeering, such as Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. And Soros, big time, big time.